glad you caught him.
Podcast Talk Show.
Good afternoon. It's hump day, as they say. Is today Wednesday?
Ooh,
It is.
Did the holiday mess you up?
it did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Today it is Wednesday.
I don't know what day. It's Wednesday?
Yes.
Oh, there you
Wednesday.
go.
Wednesday, TV First Star Podcast Day. And I'm
That's
Eddie McAllister. I'm here with Walter, the technician, and we are here with Tim Danielson and Abby Ann Lacasio.
There you go.
Did I get that right?
Yes, you did.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to talk about micro shelters, but first we're going to kind of talk a little bit about ourselves to get people to know who you are. So, Tim, I'll start with you.
Yeah, I was here with the Salvation Army for about 6 years, left and went to Napa, and then just came back recently to go to work for United Way about a year ago.
Mm-hmm. Yes, like I said, you left, you came back, you saw something good about Reading. You came back and you brought a few other people with you.
Sure did. It's a special place.
Yes,
It's a real special
we're so
place.
glad to have you. You know, being in the Salvation Army, working in the Salvation Army together. That's how we met. And building a lot of relationships. I know, Tim, you did it. You know, we built a lot of relationships. I guess that's probably how you got hired to come back, you know.
There's a lot of good people here. It's
good
easy to
resume.
create good relationships with
Yeah.
good people.
Yes, and then Abby Ann.
I didn't know you met through the Salvation Army. That's cool.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. I didn't know that. Cool.
Yeah.
Learn something new every day. I'm Abby Ann. I am from Chicago, where we have hot dogs and deep dish pizza.
Uh-huh.
And the Cubs, some other things probably too in
Lakefront.
Chicago. Yeah, lakefront. But we didn't have any mountains, so the mountains were calling to me,
No
and I
mountains.
came to California. So yeah, here working at United Way, working with Tim and the team, and it's been great. And now we're here with you today.
Oh yeah, it's great
Yeah.
to be here to talk about micro shelters.
Yes.
So let's talk about some micro shelters and what's going on with them.
So yeah, the micro shelters popped up about a year and a half ago because the city of Reading, they had made an ordinance when it came to homelessness, and they wanted to make sure that they were doing. What they said was there was a homelessness emergency, and so they wanted somebody to pop up the micro shelters. United Way stepped in and worked with like Laurel Park and a couple of other volunteers and stood them up. And the first micro shelter has been run over there off of Mark Street for, like I said, a little bit over a year. And we've had great success at seeing individuals make positive decisions forward and get out into housing, whether that's transitional housing or permanent housing.
Mark Street.
Mm-hmm.
Mark Street is
That's
over
right.
off of 273. It's a little short street, right?
Hiding behind Market. Yep.
Hiding behind Market, hiding behind the Robber bus station terminal where all the buses are and everything. So it's a really good location to just kind of slide some houses in there. Who actually owned the land prior to?
I think Rabba is the actual owner of the property.
Oh,
The city of Reading and Rabba are the ones that
city
own it.
of
Yeah.
Reading. So they found a good place to. How long did it take them to do it? Were you in the initial planning? Were you?
No, I wasn't even here.
Okay.
The concept itself has been for quite some time. There's been talk about putting it together, and finally it happened. And they got them up pretty quick. I think the units themselves, by the time they landed here and got up, it was within a 6-month period. And they got them stood up, working with a couple of other agencies. I think at that point, Pathways was doing the case management at the beginning. And I got here about 3-4 months into it operating.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I remember talking about it, city council talking about it, yes and no, and finally he's kind of slipped in there. I know Larry Olmsted, the CEO of United Way, he was glad to get that started, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, and along with marketing, Abby Ann, with marketing.
Yeah.
How did that start with the marketing and getting people started?
Sure.
To be qualified or apply for.
Yeah, so I think if you live in Reading, you know that we do have a housing problem, right? Like we have more people unhoused than obviously we want. We want to see people thriving and living in safe places, you know, for them. So I think to let people know about the program was our first step, because the city wanted the shelters up, and then we worked with Pathways in the startup phase for the project, and we just wanted people to know what we were doing. We wanted people to know there are different housing options, and that we can all work together in the city, and we can be different and have different options exist and all kind of help lift each other up. So I think that's what we wanted to do in the beginning, and still want to do, obviously, is just let people know what's going on, and let people know there's an opportunity to get involved and help out too.
How long were the shelters there? I mean, how long have they been there?
A little bit over a year. It's been about a year and 5
Mm-hmm.
months or a year and 6 months.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
People that have started off your original tenants or whatever, are they still there, or they've transitioned on?
They've transitioned on
All of them
to housing. I think we may have one that's working with, it's waiting for the California Conservation Corps. They've been accepted in the program, but they're waiting for an open bed space, and they'll be moving into to do a 1-year program with the CCC.
That's really cool.
Oh yeah, that's great. CCC, I love that.
Yeah.
They always are available to community events.
Yes.
And they're really hard workers. So that's great that person is going to go CCC.
Mm-hmm.
So that Mark Street complex, and then now the St. James Lutheran.
Mm-hmm. Goodwater, they call it the Goodwater site.
Goodwater.
Over at St. James Lutheran, they've put together another 5. It's actually 4 units, but one's a double. So it'll be 5 spaces, 5 bed spaces. Mm-hmm. And they're working with Lutheran Social Services to do the case management. And then we're doing the site management. United Way is doing the site management for it. Mm-hmm. So we're still all working in conjunction.
Case management, site management.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where you're working, right, Abby? Case management.
My team, we're a little marketing team of 2, and we just help people know what's going on. Yeah.
Only 2?
Yeah, I've got my other teammate Ariana. She's hiding behind the camera over there. Yeah. Is it okay if I share a little more about if people don't know about the program, maybe some things they wouldn't know? So what's really cool about our program is that it is a small program, in that we don't house 100 people at a time. We have a program where at our current site there's 8 individuals in the tiny homes. And they work with a case manager who meets with them and talks to them about their challenges and their goals, and just really gives that individual support. And I know for our CEO, Larry Olmsted, that was a big piece too, and wanting to just be able to provide that for people. So our model is that we give people housing, and then the concept is that once they have housing, then they're able to, with that stability, work on some of the other things that they want to work on. But that's our model. We've seen it working really well. We've got an 86% success rate.
89.
There you go. 89% success rate. So
success rate.
We believe in it.
What does that exactly mean?
For us, success means we want to see people in permanent housing. We don't want to see people return to homelessness after our program. We want to work with them and work on the life circumstances, the skills, whatever it is for that person to get them into that next step. So I explain it's like a stepping stone for people, right? If you're living on the streets, to go from living on the streets to paying rent every month at an apartment is a big kind of leap, and usually there are barriers for them, and so we try to provide that step for people so they can get the help that they need. So yeah.
Oh, it just popped in my head.
Is that all right, Tim?
I'm
speaking for Tim.
Good marketing there. When you said paying rent, now this just popped in my head. Are they paying rent at the micro shelters?
No, there's no rent at the micro shelter.
No rent.
What we do, one of the cool things about this program, though, is we do a program fee, right? And so the program fee, half of that program fee, it's a 10% of whatever their income is. So if your income is $100, then it's $10. And then half of that program fee goes into a savings account.
Oh, yeah.
And then half of that program fee goes into a community account where they get to If they want to buy something special for the site where they all live for them all to use, they can vote to do that. So none of the money goes to United Way. It all goes back to the resident, but it just helps them become even more of a community and have that cohesive.
Oh, yeah.
That probably helps with that buy-in too, right?
Yes,
that I'm contributing to the
buy-in.
program, and they get to use some of those community funds for like things for their living, right?
Like if they want to go on trips together as a group to go do something, whether it's the Reading Lights show and stuff like that, they can go do that. If they want to buy, like have a barbecue on site with themselves, they can do those things. Even if it came down to wanting to buy like a kitchen appliance that we don't currently have on site that they want to utilize, they do those things. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's good.
Now, what made me think about another thing is pets.
Oh, yeah.
Pets allowed?
Yep. We allow dogs. They can have, each individual can have up to one dog.
Yeah.
And we have a nice dog run and then a small kennel off to the side so that their animals can also spend time outside without the resident having to be holding them or having them on the leash. Because anytime they're out on the property, they have to be on a leash or they have to be inside the unit, or they can be in the dog run. So that allows the dog to get exercise, kind of run around.
I know dogs are very important to some folks, especially folks that are unhoused. You know, they're very, very initial part of their everyday living. And the cats, what about cats? Cats
No
got
cats.
different.
No cats, only dogs.
Oh man!
Yeah, it's in the policy. It was written by others, but that's real. You don't want a ton of animals in a small confined space anyway.
Yeah,
that's not always the best health condition. So
the cat people will start coming after you, Tim and Abby.
Are you a cat person, Eddie? You wanted to bring all your cats to the micro shelter?
No, I'm not a cat person. I know cats are a different kind of thing, you know.
I'm a cat person.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. If you're a cat person, you understand cats, you know. They're great. I don't know what to say.
There are a couple community cats that hang around the property that are around the area, which is actually kind of nice. Scares off anything that might try to get on the property, like smaller rodents and stuff.
Some people probably too. We don't like cats.
And you know what? The residents take to them too. They came on when they were really small, and the residents like to see them around, but not in the units. They're definitely not people's pets.
Yeah.
So future plans. To continue to get people into housing, get people through the micro shelters. I'd love to see a few more micro shelter sites pop up in the community. Like Abby Ann was saying, when it's done in small groups and in small communities, we're able to see people make huge strides in a short period of time. So I'd like to see more of them.
Same
thing. More of them. Models from other communities. What's the other closest community is Chico, right?
Yeah, the Chico model. You see, they put all theirs down because they had an issue. There was that legal thing going on with homelessness, and so they put down a huge amount to try to solve that issue. What we saw with that was they have a great group that's running that place, and they're doing a really great job. But we wanted to see more impact in a short period of time. So Larry Olmsted and Katie Brisbane went up and visited the sites up in Eugene that Dan Bryant's running, who's a relative of Janet Chapman. And they saw the smaller units and they loved it.
Okay, well, I'm just thinking about marketing and fundraising, and please let us know where people can donate.
Yeah. So people can go to norcalunitedway.org and you can learn about the program. You can learn about other programs we've got. And we've got a big donate button at the top right of the screen. And you can select all of our homelessness programs. And so that's the micro shelter. That is HMIS, which is helping people get into an information system where then they're helped through their needs, and it's coordinated entry. So yeah, you can give on our website. That's norcalunitedway.org. And you can also shoot us a message. We've got a little contact us. And if you're interested, you want to help out, you want to see the micro shelter or just get involved with what we're doing, reach out. We look at those messages every day. So.
Oh, that's great. Great.
Yep.
Great asset to the community. And okay, well, that's is one last thing that we want to say. We want to say thank you for letting us interview you and letting the community know more, the Facebook community know more about the micro shelters. And so that's it. And
cool.
we appreciate it.
Appreciate you, Eddie.
Oh,
thanks for having us on.
Thank you. Thanks, you very much. All righty.
Don't bring your cats.
No cats.
Podcast Talk Show.